board members who are also in this session, and some faculty members who are in this session. But like I said, for the sake of time, we will just have to run through the discussion, and as we proceed, we'll be able to take questions and have better interactions. So the link for the YouTube is now available in the chat room. So in case you have any network issue, the link will be shared across all the groups, the WhatsApp groups, and then you can always use them for follow-up. Okay, so let's get to our discussion today. So this is an online awareness and induction section for all those who are interested in the project management professional course. This course gives you the privilege to be trained, equipped with the necessary skills, tools, techniques, strategies, methodologies to become a project manager, and then get to be certified, and also get to be chartered and licensed. So if you want to be trained, this will help you get trained, properly trained. If you want to gain a certification that you can use both locally and internationally, this will help you achieve that. If you want to be chartered, this will help you achieve that. If you want to be licensed, this will help you achieve that. So there are 4 sequences of this program. You get trained, you get certified, you get chartered, and you get licensed. Now, the purpose of the training is to equip you with the necessary skills and techniques that you need to be able to function as a project manager. The essence of the certification is to provide you with a competency credential that can prove the validity of what you know and to the extent to which you can practice project management. And that also gives you the opportunity to either get employed or use it as a means of validating your knowledge for your business. Now, the essence of the chartering is the government endorsed certification to show that yes, you are under the regulation of the country, or will I say you are under the best practice that has been introduced by the government. So you are under a regulatory framework. That's the essence of charter. And then the essence of the license is for you to be able to practice project management. Now, all around the nations of the world today, the nations are beginning to take the regulation of project management as very important necessity. According to the Project Management Institute, a report from the Project Management Institute USA, globally, on the average, about 70% of projects fail. And also in Nigeria, about 46.8% of projects. And these projects cut across both the private and the public sectors. It cuts across individual projects. So the government is taking it as a necessary step to ensure that there is a standard regulatory framework to ensure that projects are carried out successfully from start to the finish. And according to the ongoing government framework, it is now expected that everyone called the project manager must be chartered and be licensed to meet up with compliance requirements for it to be able to practice as an independent project manager or to qualify for contracts. Certain MDAs have started introducing the necessary project management compliance, while some are still in the pipeline. In 2018, the government of Nigeria established the Act of Project Management. In 2023, the body was set up. In 2024, we had our first national conference. And across the nation today, Nigeria to be precise, the project management body in Nigeria, as established by the federal government of Nigeria, they are beginning to enforce compliance. They're beginning to enforce compliance. So it is important that if you are in Nigeria, you get your certification, and we encourage you to progress to getting your chartered and your license, especially if you are into full-time practice of project management, or you are into contracts, you are into procurement and the likes. And also, if you're into international business, if you're an international business person or you're an international career person, we encourage you to get your certification and also get your charter. Charter is a proof of accreditation that you have passed through the necessary quality checks to be considered a project manager, both locally and internationally. So that's very, very important. All right. Okay. So that being said, I would like you to confirm if you can see my screen. Please, if you can see my screen, please kindly confirm by typing 1 in the chat room. All right, thank you so much for confirming that you can see my screen. Okay, so now let's progress with our discussion. In this section, we are going to look at understanding what project management really is and why it matters. For those of us in career, for those of us as business leaders, and for those of us in the procurement and contract world, those of us in the real estate, those of us in the IT, those of us in construction, in medicals, in education, in agri, in trade and investment, we need to understand why it matters. Those of us in advisory positions, we understand why it matters. Now, we're also going to learn how project management skills can boost your career and business. Discover the secrets behind successful project execution, and then we'll explore how to become a certified project management professional. At the same time, how to get chartered with global recognition in Nigeria, USA, and Canada. Policy trends that are shaping, we'll look at policy trends that are shaping project management practices in Nigeria and globally. Now, permit me to start with this little discussion about John. John, the misguided professional. Now, meet John, the hardworking project manager. John has been managing projects for years. He believes project management is just about making fancy timelines and checklists. I don't need formal training. Experience is enough. Project management is only for engineers and IT professionals. These are the perspectives that John held. Now, on reality check, John has faced missed deadlines, budget overruns, integrity issues, falling out of trust with stakeholders, and frustrated teams. And could project management be more than what he thinks? Now, John needed a change. Okay. So what did he do differently? Before, John relied only on experience, no formal project management training. He used basic to-do lists without structured method. He faced missed deadlines, budget overruns, and had a frustrated team. Now, John had to do something differently, and John had to take the time to enroll in project management course where he gained structured knowledge and best practices. He learned industry standard frameworks. He mastered Agile, Scrum, and project management body of knowledge principles, among others. He started using the project management tools, adopted software for tracking progress, risks, and resources. He applied risk management strategies, proactively mitigating project risks before they became issues. John also led with confidence, by which he improved his communication and team collaboration. So after John had done this, now John is a certified project management professional, leading projects efficiently, delivering results on time, and advancing his career. You too can follow John's path by joining this particular course to transform your project management skills. Now, last year we had the case, somebody joined us from Port Harcourt. Now, this person said he had been in the project management field for over 20 years, and he had been a contractor with NNPC for over 20 years. However, due to the current government reform, where you need to become chartered and licensed in project management. NNPC brought up that as part of their compliance. So if you're going to be handling a project, you also need to be chartered and licensed. So I had to come all the way from Port Harcourt to Abuja for this particular training physically. During the meeting, he was like, he had been in this for over 20. He doesn't see the reason why they should stop him from getting contracts and all of that. Now, government is doing its best to make sure that there's quality control and quality assurance. Every professional field has that need of quality control and quality assurance. So irrespective of the number of years you've spent in project management, I guarantee you, there are many things you will get to know. There are many adjustments you get to make after this course. Last batch of this training, that was February, March, we had someone, a retired executive officer from Ministry of is it Science and Technology? Yeah. Who now is a consultant. And after the program, he said he had been dealing with projects for more than 30 years. And he never knew that there was something that needed to be done differently. He said he saw the course. Since he just had the time, he just came for the course. But after the program, his perspective and his model of handling projects changed. And he's also serving, he serves as a global ambassador for an international firm. So it was the organization is in US. The organization paid for the training up to his charter. Okay, and they told him, yes, you need to go for this training. And they paid from registration up to becoming a chartered project manager. So today he's better off in what he does. Handling global projects in Nigeria is not an easy task. Now, what are some of the other myths you've heard about project management? Now, let's take that discussion in 2-3 minutes. What are some of the things you've heard in project management that perhaps over the years have stopped you from taking the course, stopped you from becoming certified, and stopped you from actually looking at the course? What are some of those things you heard about project management that made you feel like project management was never for you? Please feel free to unmute your mic and let's hear from you. Please feel free to unmute. Let's take that discussion 1, 2, 3 minutes, and then we'll move on. I believe you can still hear me. Okay, please, if you can still hear me, feel free, let me hear from you. What are those things you have been hearing about project management that made you feel okay? Please, yes. Please, Mr. Peter Ibeme, please go ahead, sir. Mr. Peter, your microphone, you can unmute and let's hear from you. Your hand is up. Okay. Now, from the chat room, Frank has said, I really cannot relate to what you are saying. I really cannot relate to what you're saying, sir. It doesn't appeal to my career as a classroom teacher. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So we'll find out by the end of this program if it actually appeals to you or not, or whether you need it or not. Okay. So Yemisi said, I initially thought it was for site engineers. All right. So is there any other person who thought differently about project management? You can unmute and let's hear from you. Yes, Mr. Peter, your microphone, you can unmute and let's hear from you, sir. Please, you need to unmute from your end. I cannot unmute you from here. Check the crossed microphone sign on your screen. Check the crossed microphone sign, just unmute it, and then you'll be able to speak. Okay, so while we are waiting for Mr. Peter to unmute his microphone. Is there any other person who would like to say something about project management? What have been your thoughts about project management? What had thoughts about project management? What are the things that made you feel, okay, this project management is not for me? Okay. Okay, so it seems that Peter is having a slight challenge trying to unmute. Okay, so while I wait for more discussions, let me quickly move on. Now, breaking the myths about project management. Now, many people believe project management is for engineers, project management is for IT, project management is for those who go to construction, project management is for any time you're called the project manager. Okay, that's when project management applies. But those are just myths, and they are misconceptions about project management. Our life as individuals is a project, and we live as project managers daily. And if we're actually going to run through this course in full, or by the time we run through this course in full, you will realize that you are a full project, and you have been a project manager from the day you started knowing what is right, has a project to do, including that person that is a classroom teacher. You have a purpose for training each student or for training each class. That's a project. In fact, every classroom is a project on its own. Every classroom has what we call a form master or a class master who makes sure that the objectives of being in that class is being fulfilled. And for doing so, the organization, the school as a whole, comes up with what we call plans, budgets, schedules, teams, and all whatnot. Before now, we didn't have the euphoria of online classes, but now we have online universities. We have online secondary schools, online primary schools, online institutions like we're having right now. All right. What led to this is projects. Organizations that are project-based will always think alongside projects. Projects are basically products of innovation. So if you are in an organization that is innovative and that drives by innovation, then obviously you are by that chance in a project environment. And for the fact that you are exchanging services, you're exchanging products and services, goods, you are already into projects. So it's for you to understand what aspect or what exactly have hidden me from understanding that what I'm doing is a project. The good news is, if you actually see what you do as a project, number one, it will increase your productivity because you begin to apply project management principles and practices and methodologies to that. Number two, it will increase your excellence level because you begin to put quality into consideration. You begin to understand risks and mitigate them. Then you begin to understand what revenue growth is all about. You will understand what it means to have a critical path to revenue or critical path to growth. So you'll now say, okay, in the next 3 months, this is what is going to be happening, and these are the strategies, and these are the plans and programs of what we're going to be doing. So the project management gives you a perspective. Project management is actually about a mindset that provides you with frameworks and methodologies, which in turn helps you to build up skills and competencies required to handle certain tools and techniques to produce results. It is a mindset fueled by methodologies and frameworks, which helps you to build competencies and skills to handle certain tools and techniques to be able to deliver certain results. All right. So whether you are a teacher, whether you are a public officer, or you are a private person, or you're a career person, or you're an international trades person, this course gives you that leverage to become better off. Now, some of the myths that need to be broken. The truth about project management is that it is a structured approach to delivering goals on time and within budget. So the question is, do you have goals? Does your organization have goals? Do they work with time? Do they work with budget? If yes, you're already in projects. It applies to all industries, not just IT and construction. Because mostly, even till now, majority of the people that come for project management trainings are IT and construction. Well, I say basically engineering and engineering-based fields. And those perspectives are wrong, because every one of us needs the strategy and execution. I want you to put this down. Project management is more than timelines. It's about leadership, strategy, and execution. Leadership, strategy, and execution. If you understand this aspect of project management, it will give you a free mindset to be able to approach project management freely. Okay. Now, the certified project managers earn more and achieve better results. Now, let's look at what John has become. John, being the naive person who has been doing projects, and some of us are actually street on ourselves, will feel, why do I need to spend this money to go and do training? After all, I'm a graduate, I have my master's, I have my PhD. Do I need extra learning? The truth is, we are in a dynamic world that requires dynamism in learning. Learn every day and learn continuously. Learn every day and learn always. As a professional, one of the pivotal forces that makes you relevant is called continuous learning. Continuous learning. Some of us are academically sound, but professionally we are far from getting to reality, because there is something that bridges the gap between industry practice and academic excellence, and that is called professionalism. So a professional training bridges the gap between your academic prowess and your industry experience, so that you can be able to compare knowledge with experience and blend the two. Anytime you hear someone say, don't mind those things they told us in class, it doesn't apply in real life, the person is only telling you that I am far from professionalism. That's what the person is telling you. 99.9% of the things we are taught in class have practical realities. Only if we have a practical platform or practical knowledge to exercising those information. For any time somebody says those things they taught us in class do not have relevance in the real world, the person is telling you, I don't ever know anything about professionalism in this field that I've been learning about. Okay, but in coming to the professional training as this, it bridges the gap between your academic domain and your professional domain. Okay, and then you're able to get better in what you do. Okay, this morning I was having a discussion, and somebody said that for your solar power or for your solar generator, it's better you use lithium battery. And he says the lithium battery lasts very long. And I was like, wow, so it lasts very long. And somebody looked at me. He said, didn't you do chemistry in school? And I said, yes, I did. He said, if you did chemistry, you would have known that lithium has stronger power. And I said, oh, that's true. And I asked him, I said, so what about you? And he said, I have a master's in chemistry. Now, he has master's in chemistry. Me, I only have an O-level in chemistry. And maybe I would have forgotten about those periodic tables. But him having a master's in chemistry, and not just chemistry, in applied chemistry, makes it easier for him to understand the concept of the power of lithium. I don't know if you understand what. So he's able to bring in his academic knowledge to the professional field of understanding that, yes, lithium is not just the paperwork, but it also has practical relevance in the power generating industry. All right. So that's just to buttress on the point I'm trying to say. Now, there are many people who would have studied chemistry but know nothing about lithium. They are in the bank. They are in a place that have nothing to do with chemistry, and they would have forgotten everything about chemistry. And then they will say, don't mind those things they taught us. Periodic table doesn't have any relevance. All right. Now, let's look at this. What is project management? Now, project management is a body of knowledge that deals with the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to meet project objectives. It is a body of knowledge. Just the way medicine is a body of knowledge, civil engineering is a body of knowledge, electrical engineering is a body of knowledge, computer science, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, the way these are bodies of knowledge, the same way project management is a body of knowledge. And one thing about project management is evolutionary, it's dynamic. The knowledge is continuously building up. If you learned project management 4 years ago or 3 years ago, and you're coming to do project management today, I tell you the truth, it will seem as though you only did introduction to project management, because the evolution in the knowledge of project management is so massive. The introduction of the IT world, the introduction of information technology to project management makes project management an ever-growing field. So you don't want to stop at where you are. You want to continuously learn so as to improve on what you have been doing. All right. So this is very, very important. And as a business director, as a director, in fact, as a senior executive, this course should be your priority before any other thing. And by the time we're done, you will understand why. This course should be, most often when we say project management, think about it in terms of technical competencies. Like you have to go and get a hammer and break the wall. No, that's not project management. Okay, because some of those perspectives to project management have hindered many people from assessing the reality and the benefits in project management. Project management is, once again, is about leadership, is about strategy, and is about execution. So in one word, if you talk about project management is a strategic domain of knowledge. Is a strategic domain of knowledge. If you want to lead strategically, if you want to thrive strategically, if you want to innovate, understand the framework of project management. I trust you are understanding what I'm saying. So in IPM, when we talk about project management, we don't talk about it in only. No, there are practical perspectives, there are practical imperatives. In fact, by coming through this course, at the end of this course, you'll be so wowed with yourself. You'll be so happy with yourself. And I'm telling you the honest truth. All right. Now, project management involves initiating. So the question is, as a project leader, do you think, or as a business leader, do you think primarily the assignment of thinking and ideation and visioning lies on you as a business leader? And that is where project management starts. It starts with visioning. As far as you can see, project management makes it possible. And project management tries to eliminate the barriers and gives you a broader perspective to vision. And then the second thing is planning. As a business leader, do you plan? Yes, strategic planning lies on your table. Before you begin to shift the operational and functional planning to your middle management and your low management staff, you must have, first of all, developed your strategic plan. Are you involved in execution? Obviously, you are there to direct the project execution framework. Are you part of the monitoring and execution framework? Yes, you are in charge of performance. Everything you've seen in vision or in your vision as to your organization, as to your career, whenever you are absolutely responsible to make sure that they deliver according to what has been laid down in your strategic plan. So the performance of your team is a function of your leadership abilities. And project management is giving you the opportunity to become a better leader in what you do. So irrespective of what we've attained in knowledge, in career, in everything, we still need project management to be able to get better, and then closing out on any initiative, and then picking up a new one. If you must try, you must be forward looking, you must continually and consistently close a chapter and open a new chapter. There are people who are in this class today, or who are in this discussion today, and there are many ideas on your table, and the question is, which one do I start from? Which one do I need to go into? So with project analysis, you'll be able to know which one to go on to first. And in this course, we're going to be as practical as possible. As practical as possible. You will obtain results even before the class is over. For every topic or every knowledge area we deal with, you will find that there is a practical application of how you can use it now, and then you use it forever. All right? Okay. Now, moving on. Project management case is for career advancement, for career and business advancement. Knowledge, skills, and abilities that are available in project management that can help you advance your career and advance your business. Number one, you need to understand the principle of project life cycle and methodology. I said something earlier. Every one of us, every single one of us, we are projects. We are projects. We have a start, we have a finish. What you do in between your start and your finish is absolutely up to you. How do you manage your time? How do you manage your relationships? How do you manage your resources? How do you manage whatever thing that needs to be managed? How do you manage knowledge? How do you manage network? How do you manage experience? What you do from the time you're born to the time you leave the earth is a project. Public sector, private sector, NGO, contracts, procurement, is real estate, construction. No matter where you find yourself, you must understand that projects are essential, and every project have a start, has a finish, has a life cycle. The earlier we understand that, the better for us. Okay. Please, Sierra, get to admit those in the waiting room. Okay. Now let's move on with this discussion. Now you have the project integration and scope management. There's what we call a project charter, work breakdown structure, scope creep prevention. You need to understand the aspect of project integration and management of scope. Many people have entered into trouble because they've not been able to initiate their projects properly with good integrations and good scope management. Some projects have gone out of scope, and those projects are now in the court and all of that. Okay. So we need to understand that. Then the concept of schedule, scope, and cost management also. You'll be able to know how to not just the theoretical knowledge, but also practically the tools you need for your scheduling, for your budgeting, for your end value management, and all of that. And we're going to learn all of those things. Okay, you don't need the computer coding knowledge. In fact, you don't even need any prior computer knowledge to be able to master these things. Okay, then you have risk and quality management. Your risk identification, qualitative and quantitative analysis, quality assurance and quality control. All of these things will be covered while in this class. Then you have your stakeholder and communications management as well. Your communications plan, your stakeholder engagement, conflict resolution. Some of us that are into real-time real estate, for instance, especially those of us in Abuja, you're always with one court matter or the other. You're always in one loggerhead with one client or the other. Okay. In fact, some proposed estates have been shut down because the estate agents messed up with the wrong people. They were unable to manage their stakeholders very well. Okay. Some estates have been clamped down completely. Right? They have been destroyed completely. Why? Because of stakeholder and communication matters. Conflict resolution matters that were not resolved. Then you have procurement and contract management. Procurement and contract management. After this After going through this course, we'll understand in full what procurement is all about, what contract is all about. We'll understand vendor selection, contract negotiation, procurement lifecycle, supply chain management, contract types, the contract applications, and everything. We'll understand all of that in this course. Microphone is open. Thank you so much, Bass Henry. Please make sure you always mute your microphone to avoid stressing the class. Thank you. Okay. Then we also have the ethical and legal standard. Globally, we have what we call the PMI Code of Ethics. In Nigeria today, we have the regulatory compliance. We have a body that has been instituted for that under the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. We also have the NDPR, Nigeria Data Privacy Regulation Commission, and many others coming on board. Also in Nigeria, we have people who are also responsible for managing projects. We have Ministry of Labor. Okay, why are they involved? Because people are involved in projects. Labor is involved in projects. Okay, I was going through a video on LinkedIn the other day, a very short video, and the woman was interviewing. The woman was interviewing people who are working in the field, a bricklayer. So he was interviewing and asking them, how much do they pay you? And they said they collect 200 to 250 pounds per day for every 8 hours. That's a day that you work. You collect 200 to 250 pounds. If you are an upcoming, or if you're big, you collect about 200 pounds. If you are a matured or advanced person, you collect from 250 up to 280 pounds. And the woman was like, can you calculate that in Nigeria? Now, 250 pounds or 200 to 250 pounds is a whole lot of money in Nigeria. It should be averaging 300 to 400,000. Now, the woman said something. She said, this is the amount of money a banker who wears tie from Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to most often 8, 9 p.m. goes home with in 30 days. And she asked the question, he said, does it mean that the labor law in Nigeria does not appreciate artisans? I'm glad to let you know, under the Office of the Presidency, there is this project that is ongoing. They call it Skill Up, in line with ITF. Skill Up is basically a concept designed for artisans. Okay, artisans. So labor is part of the regulatory framework for project management practice in Nigeria. Okay, and then Ministry of Education is also involved. Now, in the committee that makes up the project committee in Nigeria currently, we have about 4 or 5 ministries there. You have Ministry of Education. I'm talking about that person now that's a teacher who says she doesn't know how it appeals to her. Okay. We have Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. We have Ministry of Labor and Productivity. We have Ministry of Works. And then we have another one, about 5 of them, that makes up the committee, the project committee in Nigeria now. Okay, so those ministries come up together to be part of the project management body regulating project management. Why is Ministry of Education there? So that the knowledge can be disseminated effectively. Why is Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment there? Because projects in Nigeria can be local and it can be international. So direct foreign investment coming through. Okay, I think we also have a Ministry of Mines, Solid Minerals and Mines, because we also have a lot of projects there. Okay, and I think Foreign Affairs is also there. So the project management practice in Nigeria is becoming an integrated, or it has become an integrated phenomenon, where almost all the ministries are coming together to make sure that no project is failing. And this is what we are getting as the ethical and legal standards of project management. Now, under the skills, what you need to do, you must master your leadership and team management. Many people on the guise of the head of this unit, the team leader, your project team is dissipating, your project team is failing because of not being able to understand which kind of leadership approach to use. Motivating teams, managing conflict, providing direction. If it is absent to a project manager, then the project is doomed for failure. Then strategic thinking. I think it was last month we took a master class on strategic thinking. Okay, so strategic thinking is also a critical aspect of project management, because project management has to do with introducing change, and critical thinking or strategic thinking is needed for introducing the right kind of change. Aligning project with organizational goals, prioritization, resource optimization, and many more. Then problem solving and critical thinking, ensuring that you master the art of root cause analysis, decision making under uncertainties. And then time management and prioritization, handling multiple tasks, setting realistic timelines, and the likes. There is possibly a promise. Mine personally, I will give in this class. It's my own, it's not IPM, so that you don't say IPM said. Now, there are some discussions we have around the class that by the time this class is over, you will see yourself moving your resources, especially your income, your finances. You will see yourself increasing your resources from 10% to 20% to 50%. Some of us will do more than 500% just by applying simple project management skills. Okay, all right. Still on what you need to do well, the technical proficiency, mastering things like your Microsoft project, your Jira, your Asana, your Trello, your Power BI, your Excel, and collaboration tools. Now, we might not be able to do everything here, but we will do your Microsoft project, Asana, your Trello. We do Excel, or what we use the Google project for building our project management information system. Now, one of the things that your technical proficiency will do for you is that irrespective of your location, you can handle your projects. You can be in US handling projects in Nigeria. You can be in Nigeria handling projects in UK. You can be in UK handling projects in Ghana. That's one of the things your technical competencies will do. And you handle those projects with much competency as though you were physically present. Then you have the financial acumen of budget tracking, forecasting, cost-benefit analysis, and the like. They also have presentation and reporting. As a business leader, one of the things you're faced with is presentation. Okay, presentation. Some of us that are directors in organization, you find out that there are some projects that you'll never get until you, the director, stand up from that table and go and meet one or two persons that need to be met for that project to get ahead. And sometimes you may need to go and make a presentation to a board. So you can talk to them board to board, director to director, executive to executive. If you keep sending your contract manager, your procurement manager, they will keep telling them, come back today, come back tomorrow. But your presence can make a difference. However, while your presence is making a difference, your skill in presentation and reporting in communication also need to play a key role. So you need to learn about creating executive dashboards, presenting to stakeholders and leaderships. Okay. Then under the abilities, your enduring capability, what are the abilities you need to think of? Ability in a VUCA environment. We are in a dynamic about uncertainty. We talk about complexity, and then we talk about ambiguity in the work environment today. So you must master those things as an executive or as a director or as a senior business person. You are the one that will set direction, and until you understand the direction, you won't be able to set that direction for others. Okay, so it is important that you understand that the ability to survive in the in the VUCA world today is very important. And some of us do what we call trial and error. Try and error. We try and error. Is it Nigerians can survive anywhere? Okay, so we do try and error. One of the things knowledge do, especially in knowledge that has been tested and proven, is that it reduces the risk of trial and error and shows you exactly how to do it. Okay, so instead of doing trial and error, have the knowledge that will help you master the times and the seasons. Okay, master times and seasons. All right. Then influence without authority. You will be able to know how to influence others without necessarily being the one in charge. Okay, there is a kind of demeanor you will carry as a project manager that people literally will look away from the head of the project team and start looking up to you because there is something about you. Okay, so working cross-functionality, gaining buy-in from diverse stakeholders. Sometimes we'll call it organizational politics, or sometimes we'll call it project politics, or
Okay, please, can anybody confirm that they cannot hear anything? Because it seems like the
Uh,
IIPM team is out.
sorry, sorry
It
about
seems
that.
like the
Sorry about that.
facilitator dropped off.
Okay,
Good
I can see a
morning,
message from
everyone.
them now that
Sorry,
they're having a network issues.
Mr.
Okay.
Bantu will be back shortly. Thank you for your patience.
Sincere apologies for that network glitch. Thank you for your understanding and your time. This is part of the VUCA world we are living in, with a high level of volatility, uncertainty, and the likes. Thank you for being part of this section this morning and having to experience the manifestation of VUCA in this presentation. All right, so let me start rounding off our presentation. And also feel free to let me know if you have any question so that we can share with it or share alongside. Okay. I think I may have to record again. All right, so my recording is still on. Okay, so talking about abilities, your enduring capabilities. I've talked about VUCA, I've talked about influencing without authority. Then we'll talk about attention to detail, ensuring compliance. There is this mindset in Nigeria, and I think it's good we fix it. It's good we start fixing it on time. I know there are quite a number of people joining us from other countries, but it's okay if we talk about it. Sometimes, or most of the times, when I get to talk to people about knowledge, there's this attitude they will give me. They'll feel like, is it not about the certificate? Don't worry, we'll pay and we'll get it. People are much more willing to pay for certificate than to go for the knowledge. I remember talking to a few people about becoming project managers because I know they are into real-time projects. And they said, if it is about the government, no, we know what to do. We know how to go about it and we'll get the compliance certificate. So the attention is not necessarily about the knowledge and the quality of the work. Is about, I know how to boycott. I know a shorter route to that. If you're a Nigerian listening to me and you are into contracts, into projects, and you are generally into career, please don't fall in that victim of, I know how to get it. Because there is this saying that when the chips are down, they will not know who is who. When the jungle matures, we know what. So paying attention to detail, especially now we're talking about compliance. Go and get your project management, get your charter and get your license. Get your organization chart. If you're into procurement, you're into public procurement as an institution, your organization must be chartered. So if you're coming in for this course, we expect that you come with a minimum of 3 of your staff, because you are required to have at least minimum 3 staff to qualify for your charter as a company, not as an individual. So you need 3 chartered project managers to become a chartered institution for you to even be able to apply. Okay, don't go on with that mindset of I know what to do. I know how to boycott. I know. One day it will backfire. Okay, then catching discrepancies and precision in execution. When you say you are compliant doesn't mean you have the certificate. Compliant means that you have passed through the thick and thin of the accreditation process, of the learning process, of the quality assurance process, and you have been credited worthy to handle such projects. Okay, they will have resilience and stress management, handling pressure, setbacks, and tight deadlines. These are part of the things we also need to take care of in this class. Continuous learning and improvement. Staying current with trends like AI in project management, cybersecurity in project management, data analytics in project management, sustainability in project management, and all of that. And also getting the relevant certifications. For years, I didn't pay attention to certificates because I was in that category of people that believe that knowledge in Nigeria doesn't make sense, especially for those of us that went to universities that you did 21 courses from year 1 to almost final year. You did a 5-year course, and for every semester, you did nothing less than 16 to 21 courses. And at the end of the day, you're asking yourself, what is at least the value of this thing? And you're not seeing the implication. The reason why you're not seeing the implication, primarily because the people that taught us in school, they didn't know what it means to be a professional. And that's why people like Robert Kiyosaki will tell you that there's a difference between a professor and a professional. There's a difference between a professor and a professor knows, a professional does. Okay, a professional does. he has the competency to get result. A professor knows, perhaps he knows what a professional might not even know, but the little a professional knows, he knows how to obtain result from it. So a professor is knowledge driven, a professional is result driven. So there is a difference between the two. One of the things that continuous learning and improvement will do is that it will bridge the gap between your academic prowess and your professional prowess. All the experiences you've garnered in the field, all the knowledge you've gathered in the classroom, professional training bring you to that point of realizing this is how this academic knowledge connects with this professional experience, and then you get better. Okay, I was recruiting for a firm some times ago, and I asked it was a project manager recruitment, and I asked the person, one of the interviewees, I asked him, I said, can you explain the project management framework? And the young man did a very good work. He explained everything. He explained everything so perfectly well. And then he said something, he said, but you know, these things do not apply on the field. They are only applicable on paper. Hey, I was like, so what exactly are we employing you for? That was the only thing that disqualified him. He knows the theory, but he believes, no, it's not applicable on the field. This one is perfect for paper. It's good for you to know it on paper. Okay, but if it is for application, forget it. It doesn't work. I'm like, no, this person cannot do this work. And that was the only thing that disqualified him. He had the theoretical background, but he had the mindset that his theory doesn't have a practical perspective, and that disqualified him. Now, what are the pathways to advancement in project management? Number one, build a portfolio. Start from where you are. Start building knowledge. Start building. Start gaining knowledge. Start building. Seek for mentorship. Okay, network strategically. As you come for this class, learn to network with others. Upskill, always continuously upskill. Okay, stay competitive with emerging tools and methodologies, and then lead initiatives. Volunteer to lead complex or high visibility projects. For you as a project manager, what makes you a project manager? You have character and behavior, you have capacity, and you have competency. Character and behavior. Character and behavior. Many people called project managers are not supposed to be called project managers. One of the reasons most projects fail is because of the dubious nature, because of the lack of integrity, because of the vicious nature of people that are called project managers. Their character is so dark that there is no amount of light you put towards their character that can reflect. If you lack character, if you lack the good behavior in project, you will always fail, no matter how knowledgeable you are theoretically. Then capacity is another thing. Some time ago, a job was advertised. A contract was an expression of intention was advertised. And one of the criteria is if you've handled a $50 billion project, apply. That was the primary requirement. If your company has handled a $50 billion contract, apply. That is capacity, financial capacity. And for every project, the capacity is always tested. So we ask you to provide your statement of account to see if you even work before we give you this money and you relocate. Okay. They will have competency, your certifications, your knowledge, your licenses. Those ones also count. According to PMI, you have the technical project management, which is where your competency comes in. Then you have your leadership that talks about your character and behavior. And then you have the strategic and business management, your capacity to lead a business. Now, why project management case is matter to you as a business leader? As a business leader, you are not just responsible for ideas, you are responsible for execution. You're responsible for execution. Project management knowledge, skills, and abilities are critical enablers of execution, growth, and sustainability in today's fast-changing business environment. Last time, that was February, March diet, we had one of the directors from CBN who joined us in this program, and she said her office is responsible for sustainability, environmental sustainability, and all of that. So she needed to come and know about projects, so she would know how to advise. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. So if government is beginning to build offices responsible for sustainability, project sustainability, environmental, so that tells you that yes, we are in for something serious. And it's not just a Nigerian thing, it's a global thing. Sustainability is a global thing. Okay. Across major universities in Nigeria today, we have sustainability, environmental sustainability at PhD levels, to tell you that yes, it's a serious matter. Why is sustainability a serious matter? Because we are now in an ever-changing world, a VUCA world. What you see today will change tomorrow. In fact, what you see this minute, the next second, it is changing. So how do we ensure sustainability and continuity in a fast-paced, changing business environment? Project leaders must get to be abreast of this. So number one reason why you as a business leader, this is important for you, is that you need the knowledge, because knowledge drives strategic execution. Without project management knowledge, even the best strategies stall in execution. Without project management knowledge, as a director, as an executive, as a GMD, without the right project management knowledge, even the best strategies will stall in it. It will stop in execution. There is a saying that will say that organizations with the best strategies will always win. That's if they have the right project management framework. Okay. So with the right knowledge, you'll be able to translate vision into action, and you'll be able to understand the life cycle of your initiatives so as to make good returns on your investment, and then you'll be able to make informed decisions about resource allocation, risks, and optimization. Number two is that you'll be able to build the requisite skills, which ensures effective leadership and delivery. Project management skills make you not just a decision maker, but an effective executor. So you'll be able to provide clear communication, you'll be able to solve problems, you'll be able to provide financial oversight, not just providing the financial oversight, even securing the finance. And then you'll be able to provide the right team motivation and performance management. Then you will also be able to grow the abilities to sustain growth in a VUCA world. VUCA is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And today we add disruption to it. Okay, we add disruption to it. Okay, and we add also innovation to it. So today's world is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Project management abilities like adaptability, resilience, and the influence without authority will help you to thrive in disruption, lead confidently without micromanagement, cultivate a culture of accountability and delivery. And then abilities aren't just soft skills, they are your leadership differentiators. Then with also the project, right, KSH, the project management knowledge, skills, and abilities, you'll be able to grow competitive advantage. Okay, leaders with strong PM or strong project management knowledge, skills, and abilities, they deliver results more consistently, drive innovation through structured experimentation, empower teams to work autonomously and collaboratively, improve customer satisfaction through better product and service delivery. And on why this must matter to you as a business leader or as an executive or as a leader generally, okay, why it matters now more than ever, why project management matters now more than ever. In the business world driven by projects, not just processes, your growth, competitiveness, and even your survival depend on how well your organization manages change and delivers results. Every initiative, whether digital transformation, product launch, or expansion, is a project. How well you lead your project determines how well you lead your business. Now, on the final discussion, my final thoughts on project management, if you are already in the project management field, what are the levels in project management? Maybe you want to come into it as a career, or you're considering, even if I take this course, what should I be looking for? Okay, if you want to use it for career, these are the possibilities that you find. And from entry to executive leadership, where do you fit in? Okay, and we may not talk about how you go about it. When we come to the class, we'll talk about how you go about looking for those opportunities. Project management is a progressive discipline with clearly defined levels of responsibility, skill, and impact. Whether you are just starting out or aiming for strategic leadership, understanding these levels help you to plan your growth or structure your team. Number one, you have the project coordinator or the project assistant. This is basically where all of us start from. Okay, that's for the young ones. This is basically where we start from. Your key focus here is to support the project management activities, and your key role is to provide administrative and logistical support to project managers. So mostly the people you find here are the administrators, project administrators, human resource project administrators, and people like that. Okay, their typical duties will be to schedule meetings, maintain documentation, update status report, coordinate communication, and ideal for beginners or interns learning the basics of project workflow. Then you have the project manager, or what we call the associate or the junior or mid-level project manager. Here, the focus will be on execution. The key role will be managing specific projects from planning to closure. Typical duties will be to define the scope, schedule and budget, coordinate resources and tasks, communicate with stakeholders, manage risks and deliverables. And some of the certifications you will need will be the Certified Associate Project Manager, Prince2 Foundation, Agile Fundamentals. I don't know which one you have at the moment, but in this course, we'll be leading you from the beginning to the end. So we'll give you the composite course. So it's not left for you to know which level to apply your knowledge. Then the number three, senior project manager or the program manager. Sometimes when we hear the word program manager, it will seem as though he has nothing to do with project. Anytime you hear the word a program manager is actually a project manager, but someone handling a higher level other than what the associate project manager is handling. The key focus here will be oversight of multiple projects and programs. Sometimes you see that in NGOs, sometimes you see that in development organizations, sometimes you see that in multi-level organizations. They tell you these are program manager. Under the program manager, you have different project managers, different people handling different projects. So the work of a program manager or a senior project manager will be to oversee, provide the oversight, the leadership, provide the leadership needed, the direction needed for the project managers. So the key role here will be to lead multiple related projects and manage teams of project managers. The typical duties will be oversee interdependent projects, align project with business objectives, coach junior project managers, lead complex stakeholder engagement. Now you will need some certifications here. You will need certifications like the Certified Project Management Professional, Chartered Project Manager, Project Management Professional, Prince2 Practitioner, Project Management, Agile Practitioner. You will need some of these to be able to function at a program manager level or a program senior project manager level. Now, this course we are going to be doing will give you the opportunity to become certified project manager or certified project management professional and a chartered project manager. Okay. And it also provide you the foundation that you need for Prince2 and for Agile project management. So you have opportunity for 3 certifications. And we are all doing this at almost a ridiculous price. All of us have seen the price. You will get to become a certified project management professional, and then you get to have a certificate in international project management, which will cover your Prince2, your Agile, and your traditional project management. So that gives you a leverage to function as a program manager or as a senior project manager, even as a director of projects. Okay. Now the fourth one is the project director, or what we call the portfolio manager. The role of this person focuses more on strategic alignment and governance. So when we talk about project governance, this is the person that is responsible for project governance, the director of project. Okay, his key role will be to manage portfolios of programs, projects, and ensure they contribute to organizational strategy. They all contribute to national development. They contribute to global development. So their contribution is not just stopping at the organization. They make alignment from national to the global perspective. All right. Their typical duties here will be set portfolio priorities, approve project funding, ensure governance and compliance, report to executive leadership. And some of the certifications you might need to get the program management professional, which is the advanced level for the certified project management professional. You may also need to get the PF management professional. That's the project finance. Then you look at the Microsoft project professional, and then you might look for taking advanced programs in a project management professional. Then you have the chief project officer, the head of project management office, or the VP of projects. Okay, the vice president of project, dependent on the kind of organization you're running. If you're running a multinational organization or international organization, sometimes they have vice presidents and then they have directors. Why in some other organizations, they might not have vice president, they just have directors. So if you have the organization, maybe people like Google, okay, they have vice president projects, and then they have director of projects, and in the independent project, they now have heads of different projects. Okay. Sometimes ago, I was at the National Assembly Commission, sometimes ago, and then I met someone who was the head of projects, IT. And then there is another one, head of projects, another thing, another one, then there is a director of projects. But there is no vice president project, because actually there is no vice president in that parastatal. Now the focus here will be on enterprise leadership. The key role will be shapes project management culture and capability across the organization. The typical duties will be develop and enforce project management standards and methodologies, oversee enterprise project management office, include corporate strategy and innovation, lead transformation and change initiative. The skills that will be needed most. Now, notice that this same person can also be the same as a project director. So all the certifications, all the qualifications a project director has already qualifies him to also serve as the vice president of projects. All right. But now we have to focus on the skills, executive leadership skills, enterprise risk management skills, organizational change, and strategic execution. So this is the career path from project coordinator or project assistant to project manager to senior project manager or program manager to project director or portfolio manager. Then you have the chief project officer or the vice president of projects. Now, before I round off this program, I would like to know if there are questions, contributions, comments, so that we can now round off with information about the course. Here, I have a hand raised. Please feel free to ask your questions, sir. Yusuf Dramani, please unmute and let's hear from you, sir. Mr. Yusuf Dramani, your hand is up. Would you like to ask a question? Okay. Ken, your
yes, sorry.
Okay,
I was
please.
trying to unmute, but
right.
my system was having. Okay, so thank you very much. I think this has been so insightful presentation, opening eyes of many to things that we need to do to increase our status. I think this is very, very good. You made one comment which I think I'll need clarifications. So you said this training could lead to I think you mentioned 3 certifications or so. Yeah. So which I want to know, that does it mean you have to register for all of them to get this, or with one registration you are good to go? This is what I want you to clarify.
Okay, so thank you so much, Mr. Dramani, for that question. So this program, the training covers for the 3 certifications. All right. So after the program, it qualifies you to certified project management professional. It certifies you to certificate in international project management, and then it qualifies you to becoming a chartered project manager, either in Nigeria, in Canada, or in US. So the one training, one exam qualifies you for the 3.
I think this is good. So it means immediately this is done, you complete successfully, you'll be issued all the certificate or just one certificate.
No.
Okay, that's good.
So you'll be issued 2 certificates first. You'll be issued the certificate in international project management, and then after your exam, you'll be so immediately after your course, you'll be issued certificate in international project management. That's after completing the entire curriculum. Then after your exam, which is 2 weeks after the course, you'll be issued certified project management professional.
Okay.
Yeah, that one will require exam. Your certificate in international project management does not require exam. Certified project management professional requires exam. Now, when you're done with your CPMP, now that qualifies you to apply for a charter. So the charter is issued either, if you want it in Nigeria, we have the Chartered Institute of Project Managers of Nigeria. If you want it from US, we have the Chartered Institute of Management Consultant, USA or Canada. So what we've done is to collaborate with them that after your certification and you're qualified, you don't need to attend any further classes with them. You don't need to write any other exam. You can go ahead and apply, or you can let us know. We'll help you apply, and then that will be made available.
And how much would that cost currently?
Okay, so if you are in Nigeria and you want to become a chartered project manager, that will cost you about 270,000 naira.
Okay, no. So what I mean is, sorry. So already, some of us have already paid this money. So what I mean is that, so if you want to pay, you don't need to pay again to get that chartered.
Okay, so thank you for that question. That requires clarity. So if you are, for the purpose of this course, you are going to get the first 2 from the institute. That's the certificate in international project management, and then you have the certified project management professional. These are the ones that qualifies you to become chartered. When you are going for your chartered, you have either CIPMN or you have the CIMC to go for your chartered. They have their own fees for charter.
Okay.
So there is a fee required for charter. Now, what we've done is that we have our partnership with them has sliced off majority of the cost that you could have borne, so that instead of paying humongous amount, you only pay for your charter and for your license. That's just it.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. All right, Mr. Peter, your hand is up again, please. If you can unmute this time, we'll be so glad to hear from you.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I'm very, very pleased and happy with the lecture that just given. It's an eye-opener.
Thank you, sir.
Based on the question that Dramani just asked,
Okay.
the 2 certificates, the first 2 certificates that you get, the first 2 certificates, can it qualify you to get admission for a higher program outside the country?
Wonderful. I love that. I love that.
Because, for instance, maybe someone just have a first degree, could be maybe HND, and you are aspiring to go for master's or your PhD outside the country. Will this certificate give you an edge? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me a question similar to this. I think it was last week. And I shared an experience of what happened here. Around 2019, there was somebody that attended our course. I didn't know he was a staff of Shell. And he said he just came to attend the course since, number one, the course is cheap, or it's cheap for him. And then they said the certificate is accepted in US, in Canada, and other places of the world. So he said he just came to find out. So he finished the course, he paid. It was roughly a year after. He sent us a WhatsApp message. He said, I'm currently in US and I'm using the certificate for a program in US. I just want to say thank you. I was okay, thank you. And then later on, he came back and said, I am a staff of Shell. I actually came for this program to verify if what people are saying is true or not. Okay. He was in US at that time using the certificate for what he wanted. Now, this is what I'm going to say. I'm not going to give you a clear-cut yes or no. There are many institutions around the world that what they are interested in is if you've passed the necessary curriculum that qualifies you for the next phase, they will accept you wholeheartedly. So it's not about the certificate. Year in, year out, we have many people, most of our members who write to us, they want to travel abroad, but there's something they will always request for, and that is either recommendation or what we call the other one, a transcript. So if you want to use it abroad, when you get there, when you submit your certificate, always write to us to verify. At least for all the people that have traveled abroad, I know those ones because we always write them, and none of them have had any issue. Even those that are using it for maybe career, they want to relocate.
Yeah.
Okay, but like I said, for educational purposes, it is a function of the school you're going to. Okay, but I know there are many schools abroad that they don't have a class like that. Okay, if they see your curriculum, and your curriculum is a global curriculum, you've covered most of the things, why not? They will give you they will give you all the support that you need. Okay, so it's not necessarily about going with a certificate, but it's about ensuring that at the end of the day, if you're going there, there is no way they will not ask you for a recommendation. There is no way they will not ask us. They will write to us for transcript or ask us about you. That one is sure. So it's the recommendation that we provide that now follow afterwards.
Okay. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Okay, Mr. Brahmani, your hand is up again.
Yes. So this when I look at the timetable for this program, I saw that they put Prince 2. So I want that clarification. I know we have PMI, that is for PMP for PMI or from PMI, and then also Prince 2 for. So please, if you can clarify how this fit in, to also help us.
Okay. Now, one of the reasons we are giving you certificate in international project management is because we are going to be dealing with 3 different curriculum. We are going to be dealing with PMBOK from PMI. We are going to be dealing with Prince 2, and then we are going to be dealing with DUCAP, which is a Nigerian curriculum. So after you've completed the 3 curricula or the 3 compositions, that qualifies you for the certificate in international project. So we are not just teaching PMBOK only. We are not just teaching Prince 2 only. We are not just teaching DUCAP only. We are teaching all 3. And that is why at the end of the day, you get that certificate in international project management. Does that make sense at all?
Yes, it makes sense. But then follow up. Sorry if I'm asking too much, but sorry.
No. That's why we're here to discuss and get all the necessary clarifications.
So the next question is, we know if you're doing PMP, you write exam set by PMI.
Yeah.
So this exam that we're going to do, you said there will be an exam after this course. So this exam will be set by which institution?
Okay, so the examination, which is an international examination, is set by IIPM. Okay, now that examination, when you pass it, which I know you will pass, because you're not permitted to fail. Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay. When you pass, I will never say if you pass because I know you must pass. Okay. So when you pass, it qualifies you for the certified project management professional, which is equivalent to the PMI PMP.
Okay.
And that's why you can use it the same way you can use PMP, you can use it anywhere around the world. Now, secondly, it qualifies you further to become chartered.
Yeah.
If you're a Nigerian practitioner, you can charter in Nigeria. If you're a global practitioner, you can charter in US. So you would have needed your PMP to charter in US, but with the certification you get here, you will use it to charter in US or in Canada. The same thing the person with PMP from PMI would also have.
Okay, good. So finally, I'm also interested in the CMC. And so, yeah, so CMC. So now with this training, will I be able to just apply for CMC at once, or I need to also do another training? I don't know if you can throw light to make things easier.
Okay, so we are three bodies here. We have IIPM, we have CIPMN, and we have CIMC USA and Canada. So the curriculum we are running is covering all.
Okay.
So if you finish here, you don't need to do any extra training or any extra exam.
Okay.
For CIPM Nigeria or for CIMC USA or Canada. You don't need any extra exam.
Okay. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Okay. Any other question or comment before we round off? It's like it's only Mr. Peter and Mr. Dramani that are asking me questions. So okay. So please let's interact so that we'll get on. If you have any question, feel free to ask. Let's handle. Okay, Yemisi, please go ahead.
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Yemisi.
Okay. Thank you so much for everything that you have said. I really enjoyed this session. So I want to know the kind of study materials that we'll be getting during the training.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be taking the weekend course, and I believe it will be hastened. It will be packed more than the weekday course. So I mean, need to do a lot of self-study to catch up.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so for the curriculum we're using, we have the PMBOK. So we all have a lot of, we're going to do a whole lot of study, both personal and corporate study, okay? So I have PMBOK, that's the project management body of knowledge from PMI USA. You're going to have the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th edition. The 8th edition is out, but we're not going to be focusing on that for now because it just came out. So I have 5th, 6th, and 7th. Our curriculum will cover these 3. Then you have the Prince 2 handbook. That one also is there. And then you have the DUCAP. That's the Nigerian Project Management Framework. So we have that also. And then you have the Agile methodology or the Agile framework. So there are principally 4 curriculum or 4 materials we'll be using. PMI, PMBOK, 5th, 6th, and 7th edition. And during the class, we'll explain why we're using all 3. And then you see the difference across all 3 and why you have to master the all 3. And then you have the Prince 2. Please, in the Prince 2, we are only going to be looking at the Prince 2 foundation. So don't look at the practitioner, right? And then on the Agile, we'll look at the project management Agile framework. So those are the 3 materials. So we'll give you the raw files, that's the raw handbooks, which we will encourage you to save very well, save in your drive and make sure you don't lose them. And then you also have access to the PowerPoint materials that simplifies all the training materials. And then you're also going to have access to case studies and templates that you use. And then apart from that, we're also going to be using, for our project management information system, which is the IT part of it. We'll use Microsoft Project. We'll use Asana. We will use Google Project. And then in a bit, for purpose of analytics, we'll try to use
project management.
Right, so we have it all balanced out.
No,
We
you
didn't-
are saying that anyone.
Okay, so this person asked me a question. I'm speaking Yoruba in the background. Let me go and get Yoruba interpreter so that I will get to hear what you say. Jola, let me see. You asked me a question. You are interpreting my discussion in Yoruba. Okay, but I guess you got the things we need to be looking out for. You have your you study materials covering the raw files and the simplified files in PowerPoint. And you have your case studies that you'll be working with. And then we'll also be working with project management information system, where you need your Microsoft project, your Asana, your Google projects, and then we'll do a bit of Excel, how to use Excel for project analytics. Okay. Thank you. Jolade, sorry, Yemisi, did you get that? Please, you can unmute and confirm it.
Thank you very much. I got all of that.
All right, thank
Thank
so
you.
much. You're most welcome. Okay, I saw a hand up. Kenny, is it Kenny or so? Kenny? Okay, I saw a hand, Kenny up, Elia. Is he still in class or the network has thrown him? Okay, Ken, I think I saw that hand up. And I think I saw Kunle OJ Jenny, like the hand was up earlier too. Please feel free to ask your question. Yeah, Kunle, please feel free to ask your question.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Actually, I did my PM with IIPM 2020.
Lovely.
Yes. But what I wanted to ask is, how do I go about getting my chartered certificate? That is what I want to ask.
Okay. So if you did your PMP 2020, that's
November,
over 3 years already.
That's November 2020.
Okay, so that's 3 years already. You will need to come for the refresher course. So we'll invite you to join the section for the refresher course, and you will pay the fee for the refresher, and then you can proceed with your charter.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Any other question? Yes, Honorable Femi Gandono. Okay. I wonder the question you asked me. Please go ahead. Honorable Femi, please go ahead with your question.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I don't have any question. It was a mistake. I was actually listening to the presentation. I want to say kudos to you as always. You know, good rapt attention. You caught all our attention, and nobody was doing anything.
Thank you so much.
And I also want to appreciate those people that have come in this morning. One of my person is there, Peter Ekpeme. I see you, secretary. The secretary to the alumni, I see you, and many other people. I saw Damilola come in and go. I think the network logged him out. I just want to say thank you very much for the good work you are doing, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. You didn't mention that you saw Trustlin too.
Oh, sorry, I saw her too. I mean, an oversight. Madam Trustley, I'm sorry, I saw you. Welcome. I appreciate you too. God bless you.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, yeah, Mr. Peter, your hand is up again. Please feel free to go ahead. Please, it seems your microphone is muted. We can't hear you. Sorry, sir, your microphone is muted, sir. Mr. Peter, your microphone is muted.
Can you hear me
please
now?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I just have to ask this because I know you're about to conclude. I'm interested in the weekend class.
Okay.
So the question I want to ask, I've seen the timetable, but I'm not getting it very well. I don't know what's the duration for each class. You know, some of us that are advanced age-wise and all that. 3 hours lectures is another thing for us. So each class will be like, and what duration, please? Thank you.
Thank you so much for asking that question. Should I now advise everybody that from this section, go and start drinking green tea so that you start keeping fit before the class? Each class is actually for 8 hours a day, whether you're taking a weekday or a weekend course. Each class for 8 hours. That's from 9 to 5. Sorry, from 10 to 5 p.m. However, there are breaks in between. It's not as though you're going to be in lecture all through. There will be breaks.
Okay.
There will be discussions in between. We also allow you to go and do school runs if need be, and then come back. Then for weekend is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay. And then for those of us that will be coming in for the weekend, we'll actually encourage you that take the time also to, the recorded sessions will be available. You can, during the weekday, you watch and see what we are doing so that by the time we get to the weekend, we'll have the full lesson.
Thank you.
Okay, any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Okay. Now, one thing I will have to say as we round off is please note that project management is not only for engineers, it's not only for IT, it's actually for professionals across all industries, for all practicing project managers, aspiring project managers, contractors and consultants, entrepreneurs, team leads, supervisors, business executives, real estate developers and project firms, IT and IT firms, engineers, construction experts, education administrators, school owners, NGO leaders and managers, including church leaders and mosque leaders. Okay, HR professionals and administrators, development practitioners, agri and agribusiness operators, public sector officers, all managers. If you ever find yourself in a management level, or you intend to enter into a management level, or you want to be promoted into a management level, then this course will do you good. All bankers and financial experts, legal practitioners. Somebody was sharing with me recently. He said the lawyer is a real estate company. He said the lawyer in their firm, when he was drafting the award letter or the contract letter for those that are selling properties to, he said there were a lot of loopholes that gave the people let's say privileges against the company. Okay, so if you're a legal person, you must understand how to draft contract policies, contracts, not just because some people these days, you just go to AI and type and generate anything. No. Okay, you must understand it from the project perspective. Okay, especially understanding the laws that govern the land and for that particular project you're going into. Then event planners, those that are into creatives, community organizers, freelancers, and anyone involved in project-based work. Okay, we are all involved in this. All right. Now, these are some of the things we'll be learning in this course. From the project management body of knowledge, we'll be learning about the integration, scope, schedule, cost, quality, resources, communication, risk, procurement, and stakeholder management. These are the bodies of knowledge we'll be covering. It actually encompasses the other three from DUCAP to Prince 2. You will still find them there. And then on the methodologies we'll be looking at, we'll look at Waterfall, the Agile, the Scrum, the Kanban, the Lean, the Six Sigma, the Prince 2. We'll look at the critical path method, critical chain project management. We'll look at the hybrid, extreme programming. So even if you're in IT, this course will do a very good. Okay, adaptive project framework, dynamic systems development methodology, feature-driven development, Scrum, event chain methodology, rapid applications development, spiral model, outcome mapping, especially for those that are in NGOs. You are an NGO, you are a profit-based organization, outcome mapping will be very good for you. And then integrated project delivery for everybody. Integrated project delivery will be very good. Okay, so we've talked about all of this in a moment. Okay, we've talked about the policy trends. We've talked about the global concerns, especially the concern of sustainability and ESG integration. Projects must now align, whether you like it or not. The projects must align. If it doesn't align, on Channels Television the other day, I saw them demolishing houses in Lagos. They said they were building the houses in the waterways. That is sustainability and ESG in place. So if you are a real estate person and you feel you can buy any land and sell, just know that one day government will come against you, okay? Or sustainability and ESG principles, they will just come against you. And that's why even those in real estate, they will tell you that this course is not for them. I wonder who is for. If you are in real estate that you say this course is not for you, you need deliverance. Okay, because you people that are into major housing projects, sustainability and ESG is a major concern. You are in international trade and investment. ESG is a major concern. So you need to understand how these things work. Okay, they will also look at global concerns of agile and hybrid methodologies. When do you apply each? The remote and AI-driven project management. AI is doing a whole lot. How do we integrate AI into project management? And when do you use AI? Because some people have replaced their conscience with AI. They've replaced their thinking with AI. So AI now does everything for them. Somebody gave me a business proposal the other day. And I think it was yesterday. He asked me to go through. As I was reading, I didn't, based on the person who gave it to me, I didn't want to say, why did you do this to yourself? Why did you just go and download this from AI? You would have at least imputed some of your conscience, some of your own, so that this paperwork will be better off. Okay, and at the end of the day, is asking me, would you want me to design this in another way? I say, okay, you've confirmed that you use AI. So why AI is good, it does not take away our ability to think. We've talked about the need for strategic thinking, the need for critical thinking, the need for problem solving. AI only acts as an enhancer to our thought patterns, not taking away our thoughts, okay? Then also we've talked about the international certification and standardization, and then cyber security and data protection. This is also very, very important. Very, very important. For the sake of time, we might not. Okay. Now, becoming a certified project manager, we say you have a triple advantage. Having gone through this program, you have the opportunity you have the opportunity to go home with 3 certifications, internationally recognized certifications. IIPM will give you 2. Certified Project Management Professional, certificate in International Project Management, and then you have the opportunity to go for either Chartered Project Manager in Nigeria or Chartered Project Management Professional in USA or Canada. Okay, and you don't need extra learning. You need extra learning on your own, because continuous learning is a must, but you don't need extra training or extra exam or extra project work and the likes. Okay. And I've also said that the program will cover the PMBOK, 5th, 6th, and 7th edition, then the project management methodology sprints 2, that's project management in a controlled environment of the UK, and then we'll have the DUCAP, the project management practice guide for Nigeria. Now, for the program details, the program actually is for about 3 months. The entire duration of this program is about 3 months. However, your coursework lecture is for 2 weeks. Your lecture is for 2 weeks. In that 2 weeks, you have your first week online. So we are starting the program on May 19th. That's for those that are starting weekday. And for those that are starting weekend, we're starting May, I think May 24th. Yeah, May 24th. So for weekend is only Saturdays. For weekday is from Monday to Friday, Monday to Friday. Now, for the 1 week that is online, please, we recommend everybody to be part of it. Whether you're attending weekday or weekend, please be part of the online. Then the weekend, you can maintain your weekend. Then the upper week will be for in-class. Now, when we say in-class, we do not mean that you must be in class, but it's actually our practical session. So we learn all the project management information, the IT tools required. So we spend time in the second week, and we encourage as many people that are within town to join us in class. For those online, for those weekend, there is no in-class for you. So you can take all your programs online. For those that are going to be doing 1 week, they're going to be doing the 10-day stretch. Your first week is online, which we recommend. At least that online gives you the leverage. Even if you're working, you can put your system and be listening to class, right? Then the week 2, we encourage you to come to physical. At least that will allow you to master the software, allow you to network, and then review assignments together. Okay? And then it's also allow you to eat good food from IIPM. We know your wife has been doing great, your husband has been doing great, but you eat good food for the 1 week. Okay, we give you good tea and we'll give you good lunch. Okay, for 1 week. And then for those that are coming in class, there are also other packages. Other packages available. Okay, for instance, now all those online we can only send your meal by Wi-Fi or by Bluetooth. Okay, but those in class will have it handy. They'll have on-site delivery. Okay. Then our classes will run 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please note this might be adjusted dependent on the lecturer. So sometimes your lecturer may adjust your time 9 a.m. instead of 10 a.m. But no matter what we are doing, every class closes on or before 5 p.m. For the in-class is in Abuja, and online is online. So you can join us from anywhere in the world. Now for the program fees, the discount and what the fees cover. Now for this program, the actual cost is $405,000, which is benchmarked at 405,000 naira. However, this is currently discounted. IPM is celebrating 10 years anniversary. So we are still open to discounts. Now for the current discounted fee, if you're a member of IPM taking this course, you pay 285,000 naira or $285. If you're a non-member, you pay 295,000 or $295 with an application fee of 10,000 naira, which makes it 295,000 for members and 305,000 for non-members. This will cover your training, your study materials, your examination, and your certification. And for those that will be coming in class, it will cover every other thing that will be required. For people who had already been certified by IPM and are seeking to become chartered, Mr. Kunle, is it Kunle, I believe? You will need to do a refresher course. Okay, and for the refresher course, members will pay 150. If you're a non-member, you pay 185. After which you can proceed. Now, the mode of payment, the first thing you have to do first is to pay your 10,000 naira or your $10 to get your admission letter. So in case you are in this class and you've not paid your admission fee, please, we encourage you to do that today and do that now. So when you pay that, the CRO with the finance department, they will send you the admission form which you fill, and then you'll get the admission letter. All right. So the payment details is as obvious as I can see on the screen. So you can screenshot this and use it for your payment. So you need your 10,000 naira payment to get your admission letter, and then subsequently, when you make your payment, you'll be entitled, you'll get your timetable, your study materials, your software, additional resources, refreshment, and souvenir. Okay, so for those that will be coming in class, there may be some takeaway and giveaway that we call souvenir. Okay. Now also there is room for installment payment. Like I said, This program is going to be for up to 3 months. Your first 2 weeks will be for your lectures. Your second week will be for exam. Your second week will be for project and exam. And then, or will I say your next 2 weeks afterwards, exams and projects. And then you have your certification. And then if you want to be chartered, if you want to, so within the space of 3 months, you have your training up to the point of getting licensed. So it's your choice. Okay, but we'll round off everything about your training, certification, or training, exam, certification, charter, license in 3 months. So if you start in May, June, July, August, we expect to round off everything that concerns this diet. Okay. All right. Now, in conclusion, project management skills and certifications in current times are must-have for both public and private sector professionals, irrespective of your industry. Project management offers greater rewards and global recognition. Project management empowers you to become a strategic leader. However, the choice to pay the price is yours. The choice to pay the price is yours. Over and over again, we've seen people who will come to IPM, they will say, I did my project management course in so place, but I discovered that I didn't have the complete curriculum, or the course was, or the certificate was not recognized. And then so I will say, I did a course and they gave me certificate of attendance or certificate of completion. Now that is not a professional certificate. And what is worth doing is worth doing well. Okay, so if you have to pay the price, pay it at the right time, at the right place, for the right purpose. Okay. Don't expect to take a project management course maybe for 20,000 Naira or $50 or $100, and you say you are now a professional. You're not. You just attended the course. Okay, you went for a preparatory class to prepare you for project management. However, what we're giving you here, you train, you write your exam, you get certified, you progress to getting chartered, you get your license. So there is no stoppage anywhere. Okay, there is no stoppage of any kind anywhere. And at this juncture, men and brethren, I would like to say a very big thank you for taking the time to be part of this discussion this morning. I would like to one more time ask if your questions and concerns, I will take them in about 5-10 minutes, and then we'll be done. Thank you so much. All right, so I have Mr. Dramani, your hand is up. Please feel free to unmute and let's hear from you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much. So first, you made mention that after payment, you receive 30 materials and softwares. So and some other things. So will you clarify when? But some of us made that payment some time ago. So yeah.
Okay, so as soon as your class starts,
okay,
all those materials will be released to you. So from Monday, you will start getting your materials in tranches. Okay. So for anyone we'll send you the material and all of that.
And then during the application, some of us indicated I want to do it weekend. So I mean, so it means that you'll be able to sort out who those doing weekend and then send them different link, or we are entitled to also join those that are doing the weekend. People can join the weekdays if we have time.
Yes. Yes, there's the link, like in the WhatsApp group that have been created, everybody is in the WhatsApp group, both weekend and weekday. However, we are admonishing all those in the weekend, please, for the first week, try and make yourself available for the online classes. Okay, so even if you miss the class, get the recorded sections and then watch them at your own pace, because the first week, from Monday to Friday, is only one Saturday, right? So by the time you are coming to take your class on Saturday, the people on weekday, they've already completed their first phase of the training. So you can also make yourself available for the time you have, make yourself available, listen to the ones you can listen to, participate in as much as you can participate. But during the weekend, you have your own class for yourself. Okay. So you have 5 weekends and those in the weekday have 10 days. Okay, that also inevitably tells us that those in the weekday will have more time than those in the weekend, because the weekend simply means that their 5 days have been compressed to your 5 weekends. So that's why we will encourage you as much as you can. If you have any free time, please join. But the weekend, you have your class dedicated to you. And even those in the weekday, why not? If you want to join the weekend, if you want to come and interact with our weekend brethren, why not? You can come and join them. So the class is open, okay? It's open to both weekend and weekday. But we sincerely encourage for the first week, for this first week starting May 19th, whether your weekend or your weekday, please try and assess the materials. Try and access the recorded sessions. Try and participate as much as your time can allow you. Try and participate. If by any means you did not participate, the recorded session will be made available in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so just watch. Okay, just watch, and that will be it. Then by weekend, when we are now talking, it will not seem as though we are talking to completely new people. It's just a continuation of discussion. Okay. All right.
And then sorry, and then somewhere I was reading somewhere, I can't get a source. I forgot. And it look as if the weekend is for all the Saturdays. Does Sunday also include?
No. Except the facilitator decides to maybe if there's going to be any added time to that Saturday, it will be a consensus between the facilitator and the participants.
So it is usually only Saturdays.
Just Saturday for now, yeah.
Okay. Now the last question is somewhere in your presentation, I think I got it clear that there's also in class, physical class, right? People can come and okay, all right. And is that physical class also? Do we have it for weekend, like Saturday?
Now, for weekend, it might not be available for weekend because we assume that people on weekend are busy on busy schedule, so they might we might not want to. So even on Saturday they are in class. We perceive they might also be in class and be working out something. So, but if you're a weekend person and you want to breeze in, breeze out during the weekday sessions, why not? You're welcome.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand what I just said now. After from I think 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 25th, from 27th or thereabout, 27th to 30th will be weekday, and it will be open to both weekday, in class and on site. So it doesn't necessarily mean you must come to Abuja and you must come to in class, but we allow that section. Anybody who want to come in class, it's still a revision of the things we've done, but much more we are looking at it from the practical perspective. So there are some people that are good with learning in class. They want to see you face to face. They want to touch the computer and be sure that yes, we're on the same pace. So we provide, and then much more importantly, it provides us the opportunity to network. At least you get to know us, we get to know you. You get to know your colleagues. Okay, you get to know your colleagues. There was a training we had, was it June 2022? In that training, a major general was in that training, and one business MD was there. His business is into paint productions and all of that. After the training, a few weeks later, he called me, said, from that training, he was able to get a contract of about 30 million naira. That's a big money. That's what the power of the in-class will do. Okay. So if we talk online, we might not know who is doing who. But when we come in class, we can always get to know, okay, you are into this and you are into that. And maybe we can network with ourselves in the future. All right. So you can always breeze in, whether your weekend or weekday, during the weekday programs. If you have the time, please breeze in, take a cup of tea and go to your office. Okay. All right. Any other question?
No, I think my last one is at the locations. Since some of us are in Abuja, probably when we have time, we can just rush and come and join.
Okay. We will share the locations in the WhatsApp platforms.
Okay.
We will share the location. I will also share the Google map in case you're driving yourself. You can just drive in.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Any other question, comments, contributions? Any other question, comment, contributions? All right. We want to say thank you so much for taking the time to be part of this discussion this morning. Though this is an awareness session, but I trust we all have gotten something about project management and the need to become certified and also deepen our knowledge in project management. Our advice is for you to think as more of the useful things we've said, because somebody said this one does not pertain to her. So, so as more of the useful things we've said that pertains to you and that can help you, please bank on them and make the most of them. Till we see you on Monday. Thank you so much. And okay, let me also say this: if you hope for your company to be chartered, or perhaps for your company to be accredited for public contracts, please, you will need a minimum of your 3 staff being part of the training. If you're a contractor or you want to go into public contracts, and you will need to be accredited, you will need that compliance document. Then you will need a minimum of your 3 staff to be part of the training and certification. Okay, because there will be the people on your team which will be assessed during the accreditation process. Okay. I think that will be all for now. Thank you so much. Let me also use this time to thank our president, our ex-president of Alumni Board, Honorable Femi Gandono, our secretary, Ademi Caleb. Thank you so much for coming. Surveyor Kalistu Sekechuku, thank you so much for coming. I was actually shocked when I saw you in the chat room that you had to make our time to be in this discussion. Thank you so much. Reverend Elon Trema, thank you so much for coming. Mr. Elon is from Dangote Sugar Refineries. We are glad to have you here. Mr. Hartford, thank you for coming. Joseph Alpa from Save the Child. Hope you're still saving the children. Dr. Ken, and my own pastor. I'm glad to have my pastor to be in this meeting. My pastor is going to be a project manager. Yeah, he has fully registered and is ready for the course. Okay. Pastor Mike Atta, thank you so much for joining. Oluwa Damilola, thank you for coming. And Mr. Peter Ipeme from Petroleum. We want to hear a story. We want to hear your own testimony. To maybe you will go to UK and you will chat us also and say, I'm using this certificate now. I'm doing my master's. I'm doing my PhD. Would like to hear that testimony too. Mrs. Rejoice, thank you. Our own Truslin, Lady Truslin, thank you so much for joining. Winifred, Andrew, Yemisi, and Dr. Yusuf Dramani. Thank you, Dr. Ken. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So, Dr. Ken, your hand is up. Would you want to say something? If you will, please feel free to unmute. And that will be the last comment for today. Please, Dr. Ken, if you can hear me, feel free to unmute. Dr. Ken, can you hear me? All right, thank you so much, and see you by Monday.